Hello my loves and welcome back. In this vlog I wanted to talk to you about something that I wish I knew many years ago. I released a reel on this a few weeks ago and the comments were really interesting. So what I wanted to say is it's okay to ask for a second opinion when you're dealing with a vet. Now, I suffered with white coat syndrome where, a vet would tell me something and I would completely believe it. And don't get me wrong, this is not me vet bashing. This is me saying that you have the right to be informed and you have the right to ask questions. So I've been laughed at by vets. I've been, mocked and, refused and rebutted. I've had all sorts from vets. But my recent experience with Leo is what I wanted to share with you in terms of it's okay for things to change and you don't know what you don't know, right? So as a cat mum or a cat dad, maybe you've been to the vets and they've said something to you and, you may be shocked by it. Your world may be rocked by it. I've had that before. And it's okay to take stock and to come away and to process the emotions, the information. And then it's okay to go back and ask more questions. So with Leo, we were dealing with his kind of intermittent blood-tinged, blood-soaked vomit. And as you may or may not know, for many years, we've been dealing with his appetite issues. And I haven't really done anything with it, to be honest with you, because I just assumed it was anxiety and partly the way he was. But this past Christmas, when he was sick again, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And don't get me wrong, that sick wasn't happening very frequently at all. So we went to the vet and one vet said, try this different medication. We did blood tests. Let me go back a step. We did blood tests. Everything was fine. And then the vet said, try this medication. If he starts to go for his appetite, try this instead. And it just didn't feel right. In me, it didn't sit right because I was like, I don't want another medication. I want to know what's going on, So I booked an appointment with a second vet, a different vet. And actually when we got there, we saw the same vet again. So I checked in at reception. They didn't tell me that we were seeing the same vet, which was a bit annoying, I have to say, putting it politely. So I walked into the room and the kind of vet looked at me and said, oh, is Leo up to his old tricks again? I said, well, no, but he's doing okay. But actually, I want more information. So we talked it through a bit further and we decided to do further tests. Now you can find out all the whole journey that we went through if you go into the Soul Space, the Free Naturally Cats community. You'll see a replay in there where I've shared the latest with Leo and it talks about what we've gone through and what's happened. To cut a long story short, I left that second appointment feeling quite uncomfortable because there was a nurse in the room. So I kind of questioned this vet in front of his colleague. But I needed to get answers. I needed information. And I wasn't content with the path that the vets were going down. Now, I think vets are crucial. I think vets are really important and highly needed. And you've got to find the one that works for you. So a vet that just wants to put them on medication willy-nilly, not ideal. A vet that is open to learning with you, great. And actually that's what this vet has done. Although he did suggest another medication, he did also say, excuse me, let's do this and this to find out a bit more about what's going on. So I wanted to give you this reassurance in a really long-winded way to say, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to ask for more information. And it's okay to question what the vet is saying. So yes, seek questions for information purposes, but it's okay to say to them, why are you making that conclusion? Why is that your go-to solution? Why is that your treatment plan? Ask them what's going on and work with them to support your cat because you are your cat's guardian. You give your cat a voice. And if you don't, who will? So don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid to get a second opinion. You are your cat's advocate. Be that for them in every which way that you can. I hope this video has helped. I look forward to seeing you in the Soul Space. You can join via the link below. It's completely free and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Take care everyone. Bye for now.